Hi, welcome to Mondays with Melissa. Something that keeps coming up is a question about the difference between a trust and a will, and which one do you need, and do you need both, and why? So what I want to talk about today is basically what a trust does and what a will does in very simple terms. So I'm going to be talking about a revocable trust in this regard. A revocable trust is a trust that people set up, a document that people set up. They transfer assets into the trust and they have access to those assets during their lifetime, but when they pass away, the trust says where the assets go, who the beneficiaries are. Your will is very similar in that it does state where your assets go when you pass away. However, it's just assets that are in your name. They pass under your will. So both documents accomplish the same thing. They both say where your assets go when you pass away. The trust controls assets owned by the trust. The will controls the other assets in your name alone when you pass away that become your estate. The will has a named executor. The trust has a named trustee. Their jobs are similar. They take everybody through the process. The trustee makes sure that the assets that are owned by the trust go to the trust beneficiaries. The executor makes sure that the will is properly probated and the assets go through the estate and to the beneficiaries. The major difference is probate. A will has to be probated, which means it has to go through the court system. So someone has to file a petition with the court and family members need to be notified, and it's a process and it can take time. Even with families that are all on the same page, it can take time to go through the court system. The trust, however, doesn't have to go through probate, so the assets can pass to the beneficiaries faster. Now, probate in New York State is not as much of a nightmare as it is in other states. So many people will go through the process really with no issue. But it's important to know the difference between the two, because many people feel like they're not really sure. Do I need a trust? Do I not need a trust? Of course, the best thing to do is to speak to a trusted advisor and go over your assets with them, how you have things set up, and what you want to happen when you pass away. Because we'll be able to tell you the best way to go about doing that. But it's important to know the difference when you're making the decision. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. Otherwise, we'll see you next week.